Welcome to my channel. My name is Netta. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I manage my life, pretty much. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I pretty much budget for my YouTube channel, although we're not going to go into budgeting, but pretty much it's going to be the overall process of how I've made it to this point in life, I guess you could say, how I manage being a YouTuber, how I manage having a part-time job, how I manage being a single mom of 3 teenage kids, and how I just stay afloat and on top of all of that. And just give you guys some tips and tricks to help you be able to get to the points in life where you want to be as well. So if that's something that interests you, please go ahead and keep watching, and let's go ahead and jump right in. So I did write some notes here, and so you might see me looking at this so that I can stay on topic, because sometimes I ramble and I don't want this video to get too long because it is very informative and different from the normal uploads of makeup tutorials and product reviews. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing is, for accomplishing any goal that you have in life, is getting serious and adjusting your mindset, okay? And so mindset's the number one thing. So if you have dreams and goals essentially that you don't take seriously, then they're never going to manifest into reality. So you really need to sit down and you really need to decide on your purpose and where you want to be in life. And then you really need to fix your mindset and then get out of your own way. So the excuses I made when I was starting my YouTube channel and then essentially deciding on whether or not to launch my cosmetics line, the excuses I made was I don't have enough time. Another excuse I made was the market is saturated. And another excuse I made was that I didn't have the money. So I would tell myself, I'm a single mom, I've got 3 kids, I work a full-time job, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. But then I had to look at all the areas where I was wasting my time. So how much time was I spending scrolling through Instagram? How much time was I spending watching Netflix? How much time was I spending looking at YouTube videos? And then once I realized how much time I spent doing those things, even on my off days, how was I spending my off days? Was I just in my robe, lounging about, watching TV, just chilling? Okay, so I had to evaluate my time situation, and then come to find out I did have the time, obviously. The next thing was, the other excuse I made was the market is saturated. And I did tell myself that a lot, like, oh, there are already umpteen many YouTubers talking about beauty. Oh, everyone's already doing it, blah, blah, blah. But then I had to think about the fact that that's an awesome thing. But at the time, there wasn't really a lot of YouTubers that looked like me, us brown skinned girls. Funny thing about it is that when I would browse through YouTube for makeup videos, the results that came back weren't really woman of color, person of color friendly. And so I remember when I finally came up on Jackie Ina's channel, I was like, wow, she was so right, that there wasn't a lot of diversity in the beauty community. And then essentially she inspired me to go ahead and launch my channel because I had been in makeup for a long time. But she was absolutely right. There wasn't a lot of people of color in those search results, and I wanted to add to the diversity. And everybody's channels bring something different because I'm different from you, I'm different from Jackie Ina, I'm different from any other influencer, because the things that happen in my life are unique to me. And so maybe in one way you can relate to Jackie Ina, Nima Tang, Alyssa Ashley, Andrea Renee, whoever, might be different in how you can relate to me. And so that's when I had to get rid of that excuse. The other excuse was finances, and we're going to talk a lot about finances throughout this video. But say that, oh, I don't have the money to buy the products, I don't have the money to do this and that. So then I had to really start evaluating and looking at my expenses, like, is that true? And so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But those are the excuses I made about not launching the channel, not doing the things I wanted to do. And it was the same excuse I made when I wanted to launch my own lipstick line You know, I said, oh, there are already so many cosmetics companies. You know, what's to make anybody purchase from mine? But then I had to think about it, like, how many places can you name where you can go and get some fried chicken? How many places can you name where you can go and get a pizza? Many, right? Like, you have several options. And so I had to get out of my own way and think about that. Like, if I want to get some fried chicken, I can go to Popeyes, I can go to KFC, I can go to Browns, I can go literally anywhere. I can Wingstop. You know, if I want some wings, I can go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, I have several places to choose from. If I want to purchase beauty products, right, I can go to any place, and now I have a couple of brands that I'm dedicated to, and I actually don't mind trying other brands. And so I had to get out of my own way. I had to get serious about what I wanted to do, and then once I got serious about what I wanted to do and I got out of my own way, I was ready to get started. So the next thing, after you have gotten serious about where you want to be, and you know, you've adjusted your mindset and you've gotten out of your own way, is looking at your finances. And so the way that you can do that first is by pulling your credit report. The app I use to monitor my credit report, there's actually two ways I monitor my credit report. I use Credit Karma, and then my bank offers a free credit monitoring service. I bank with USAA, woo-hoo, because I'm a vet, if you guys don't know. So I bank with USAA, and they offer a free credit monitoring service. A lot of banks, I think, do this now. I know Chase offers a free credit monitoring service if you are a Chase bank customer. So you can look into that. And then also, you are legally entitled to your credit report for free once a year. So if you haven't pulled your credit report yet, congratulations. You can go ahead and go to transunion.com, Experian.com, Equifax.com, and you can pull a free copy of your credit report. And then once you've pulled a free copy of your credit report, now you know where you stand credit-wise, because your credit report and your credit score and your credit history is going to determine a lot about where you can go in life, whether your goal is to be a homeowner, a business owner, and get a small business loan, or even being able to travel and get a credit card that, you know, comes with travel rewards. So pulling your credit report is an important first step. So now after you pull your credit report and you know where you stand, the next step is to budget. And so you budget by looking at how much money you have in total income coming into your house. And I like to budget in 3 areas. So I have my monthly income, that's all the money that I have coming into the house. I have my living expenses, which is things that I have to pay to be alive, okay? So rent, groceries, utilities, renter's insurance, traveling expenses, household products, things that I absolutely need to pay. And then the third thing is maintenance expenses, so hair care, grooming, anything like that, like just maintenance expenses, shaving cream, you know, skincare products, shampoo, conditioner. Those are my maintenance expenses. And so, and everybody's maintenance expenses is going to look different because, you know, we all have different levels of maintenance, right? Mine might be a little bit on the higher side versus some people. Mine might be a little bit on the lower side versus some people. But the point is that you identify what those expenses are and whether or not you're covering them. Okay, so just looking at my notes here, just a moment. Okay, guys, so yes, looking at your budget. And so there are 2 ways you can keep a budget. If you're like me, I'm kind of old school. I like to put pen to paper. And so I have this monthly budget book right here. And I write down all the income that I have. And then I write in all my expenses, which means how much money is going out. And then whatever is left over after that. And then anything that is left over is going to go into a savings account. And so I'll just show you guys really quickly how I budget. Some of this is from a while ago, so I don't mind. I don't mind showing you guys this. But this is how I do it. There are also Microsoft programs that can do it for you. I believe it's Microsoft Spreadsheet or either Microsoft Excel. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can use an computer software program to do your budgeting for you, and you just punch in the numbers and it tells you whether you're negative or you're above whatever your target is at the end of the month. So I'll take this one here, and this one is from July 19th of 2017. And so the total income I had on one paycheck was $1,393.57. Okay, and so then I wrote down everything I had to do. So for groceries, I spent $150. This must have been around back to school time. So for uniforms and backpacks for the kids, I spent $200. At that time, I had a dog, and his name was Snow. I don't have him anymore. Sadly, I lost him, but I had to pay the pet sitter $50. My car note was $188. Pet supplies for Snow was $50. And my utility bill was $73. Oh, for the puppy, I think I had just gotten him as a puppy, and I paid $300 for him. And so out of my total income, I spent $1,261 to meet all of this. So I met my budget, and I had money left over. So, I would always get excited and, yay, when I met my budget. But that's all you do. So your maintenance fees versus your living expenses, things you have to pay, versus your maintenance fees. And then if you are coming in short, we're going to talk about that next, ways you can generate some extra income. Okay, so now after you've done your budget successfully, you know how much money you have coming in versus all your expenses. Now it's time to get real and take a serious look in the mirror, because you're spending money recklessly somewhere. So that was another thing that I said in the beginning, right? Like, I don't have the money. And this is what we're going to talk about now, because somewhere you are spending money recklessly and we're not really honest with ourselves. Finances are such a personal thing, and half the time we get our checks, we pay our bills, and then we just go about our lives and we spend money. We have those things that we like and those things that we want. And sometimes you can spend impulsively, right? And so you need to be able to identify in what areas are you spending impulsively. And the most honest way to do that is by downloading your bank and credit card statements. And they gonna call you out, sis. So, for example, you could download your bank statement and it'll show like you pay this much money to rent, you pay this much money for groceries. On this day, you spend this much money at Ulta. On this day, you spend this much money at Sephora. On this day, you went to Starbucks and got a $6 coffee. And I'm going to stick with the example of the coffee, okay? Because I'm the type of person, I don't buy coffee out, okay? I don't go to Starbucks. I don't go out and buy coffee. I buy coffee in bulk, and I brew all my coffee right here at home. I have a disposable K-Pod. I don't buy those K-Cups. Maybe every now and then I might buy a big pack of the K-Cups. But for the most part, I buy a big thing of ground coffee. I got my disposable K-Cup. Not disposable, reusable K-Cup. And I just brew all my coffee at home. So just to give you an example, if you're a coffee drinker like I am, you might go and get a cup of coffee every day on your way to work. If you go to Starbucks, the least amount you may spend is like $5 on a small, depending on what you're getting. If you're getting an Americano macchiato, you might spend $7. Just depends. And if you get like 4 shots of you want a quad espresso, now you might be up to 8. And if you do that every day, well, you calculate 8 times 5. My brain hurts. I don't want to think about it, but you get what I'm saying. So somewhere in your life, you're spending that money. And even if it's a bad habit you have, like buying a pack of cigarettes, it adds up over time. If you kick the habit, live a healthier lifestyle, and you save money. So trust me, you have the money somewhere in your budget. You just need to be able to see it and identify it. And sometimes on our own, we can't see that. And so that's why I say download your bank statements. For me, it was eating out. It was eating out, whether it be in a restaurant or ordering food, and my excuse for that I would make for myself was that, oh, I'm tired, sometimes when I get home and I just don't feel like cooking and I'm exhausted as a single mom. And I get home and the kids get home and they're telling me all about their day, which is great. But, by the time I think about cooking dinner, I'm just like, ugh. And so I'm like, you know what, guys? We're going to order a pizza for dinner tonight. Yay! Or if the kids got really great grades or accomplished something awesome in school, let's go out to eat. Let's go out for dinner at Chili's. Yay! Or if I got a promotion at work, woohoo, let's go celebrate. Yay! And it was like I realized that I was wasting a lot of money eating out and ordering in. So once I was able to identify that, now I knew that was an expense that I needed to cut back on. And now we only eat out once a month. Okay, perfect. So now you've got your mindset. Now you know what your credit report looks like. Now you've identified your frivolous spending and you're able to cut back and start building up a savings account. Perfect. Now the next thing to do is just start paying off your debt and working on your credit score. And so by working on your credit score, like I said, your credit score is everything you need in life to accomplish any goal really that you have that results in you living your best financially free life. So I uploaded a video back in December talking about how I had paid off a huge chunk of my debt, and I was so proud of myself, guys. I was so proud of myself. I was like, yay, I worked hard, I built up my savings, I had got my bonus at work, and I paid down so much debt and got current on some things that were a little bit behind. And I was so excited for my credit score to update in February, and when it updated, it went up 35 points. And I was disappointed. I was like, what? 35 points? And so I started researching because I was so frustrated. I had spent so much money on paying down my debt, and my score didn't go up as much as I thought it would. And so that's out of doing research. That's when I realized that your debt to income ratio is only one makeup of your credit score. The other part is your credit history. And what was negatively impacting me was my payment history, right? The amount of times I made payments on time. And once again, I'm a single mom. I do it by myself. Okay, it's unfortunate that I have to do it by myself. But hey, what that means is that at that point in time, sometimes things were getting behind. And so I was really sad, and that kind of took a ding to my self-esteem, right? I was just like, man, I really expected my score to go up more than that. I've got these negative items on my credit report. Like, it takes 7 years for negative items to fall off. Like, what am I going to do? And then I stumbled across credit restoration, guys. And so I'm so happy I stumbled across credit restoration because that has been saving my life, okay? Like, well, not saving my life, but ultimately putting me in this place of financial freedom, So if you don't know what credit restoration is, credit restoration means that it's restoring your credit to a good spot. So I'm having all of that negative items deleted. The company that you're working with, they comb through your credit report and they look at items that might be on there that's negative, because believe it or not, there are oftentimes negative items being recorded on your credit report. And so they just remove it. They delete all of that stuff off there. And that's what I've been doing lately. If you are in need of credit restoration, guys, or you know someone who needs credit restoration, I've been talking about this a lot lately on my Facebook page and on my Instagram. Please email me. I'm going to leave my email address down in the description box, because I want all of us to be winning and living our best lives in 2020, whether that's slaying our makeup, okay, or slaying our financial goals. This is what I want for all of you guys in 2020 and me myself, my goal in 2020, like I said, is to be a homeowner. I'm ready to buy my first home, and getting the credit and paying off my debt, I feel a lot better, right? Because that was something I needed to do. I did need to reduce my debt to income ratio, but I also needed to get those negative items off my credit report, because 7 years for something to fall off is a long time. And unfortunately, we're in a system, and we live in a country that is very much capitalist, right? And there's a reason why only 1% of us can be wealthy. And it's not because wealth isn't attainable, it's because you gotta have the knowledge and the know-how to do it. And so that's why I've been talking about it so much, because it's impacted my life. And now that I know about it, I can share that information with you guys. So pay off your debt and then credit restoration. And now you're going to start seeing your score go up, just like I have, to a place where now if you need a small business loan, like I'll need eventually once I start launching Divine Beauty and I got some sales demands for my makeup products. Okay, so eventually I'm going to need a small business loan. And now when I go to apply for that small business loan to take my YouTube channel or my cosmetics line to the next place, I'll qualify and be approved. So that's the next step, credit restoration. And I'm not sure if I mentioned about increasing your income. So that's another thing you have to do. You pay off your debt. Now you got a savings. You've cut down on frivolous spending. You're seeing your savings account build up. You're seeing your credit score increase. Now you're qualifying for, if you want to travel, let's say your goal is you want to be able to travel more often, which is another goal of mine, right? I'm 33 years old and I've never been outside the country. Like, that's it for me. Like, that, there's no more of that for me. Like, there's no reason why I can't travel and live my best life. Same thing for all of us, right? So now that your credit score is going up, you can qualify for those credit cards with those traveling rewards, perks, and now you can start doing some things. But maybe in the meantime, between time, you don't want to fully depend on credit, because you don't want to end up right back in that same position you just got out of. So you are going to have to try to find a way to increase your income. What I did when I was starting my YouTube channel, and now I'm going to start doing again, that I'm starting to fund Divine Beauty Bakerie, is overtime. If they were offering overtime at work, I was signing up for it. And I never used credit to purchase my makeup products. I personally feel like it's just bad finances. I feel like it's a bad move on your finances. First of all, let's be honest with each other. And I'm always going to be honest. I'm always going to keep it real. Makeup is not a necessity. And I feel like credit is something to be used in cases of emergency, or something to be used to increase your credit score. So the way you use credit, you want to be using it responsibly. So when there was a new launch coming out, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was only uploading once a month. And then if you look at my first video, I did a vlog of National Lipstick Day. And that was done on purpose, because once again, at that point in time, I didn't have enough money to get a really, really nice vlogging camera. I didn't have this whole studio fixed thing going on. My dynamics are a little bit different from, the other bloggers out there, which is, I'm on my own financially with my children. And so I had to find ways to launch my channel for the least amount possible. And if you got a phone and YouTube is what you want to do, you can do this. So I had already done my makeup with some products I've had, because I worked in the airline industry. I was an airport operations personnel. And when you work in the airlines industry, they want you to have a really nice made up face. So I already had some makeup products that I could use. And then I just launched my video on my phone, picking up a free tube of lipstick. So, finding ways to do it for free. And then at that point, I was also only uploading once a month, which gave me enough time in between videos to have products to develop content with. So one way I know you can increase your income, if you have that opportunity like me, is due to overtime. Another way, if you can't do overtime, And also what I did was I only did overtime on the days that I was already in the office. So I never went in on my off days. I just increased the hours I was working on the days I was already there. That way I didn't have to struggle trying to find someone to pick the kids up from school and take them home from school, because I'm going into work an extra day, right? Or I didn't have burnout. So if I worked an 8-hour shift, I would just increase my hours to like 13. And then I would do that every day I had to be in the office, and it added up. Another thing you can do is Uber. If you got a car, like you can Uber. I Uber everywhere nowadays. And I've talked to some drivers who say they make some pretty good money working with Uber. You can do dog walking services if you live in an area where people have pets, offer to walk their dog for them. A lot of people will appreciate not having to walk their dog, and they know that you're going to give them a good long walk and they're going to get that exercise. You can clean homes. So, starting a business, starting your goals, you're going to have to be humble, okay? You're going to really have to be humble, and you're going to really have to, be able to accept doing some things that maybe you don't necessarily want to do, but there's a need. People have a need for those things, and you can make money pretty quickly by doing them. You can just go door to door. Hey, I was wondering, I offer dog walking services. And I was wondering if you were a pet owner who needed your dog walked at a certain time of day. A lot of people will go for that. So Uber, those things you can do. And overtime at your job if they offer it. Okay, cool. So let's regroup and let's cover everything we've talked about so far. And these are the things that have helped me so far that I'm hope you guys are finding this informational. So getting your mindset in order, being serious, getting out of your own way, pulling your credit report and seeing where you stand with the credit bureaus, paying off your debt, downloading your bank statements and identifying where all that frivolous spending is. And then once you identify that frivolous spending, kind of get out and putting that money that you would spend in a certain area into a savings account. And now you have the benefit of building a savings account and having your regular account. After you've done that, now you have the money to start paying off your debt, identifying what debts you can pay off and how much of it. And then credit restoration, because paying off your debt is not enough. You do have to start removing those negative items off your credit report. And then once you're in credit restoration, look at ways to increase your income. You can do overtime, you can do little part-time jobs and offer services to people in your area that you live around. And now, last but not least, another thing that I have done to get me to this point in life is to stay organized, stay consistent, and plan. Failure to plan is a plan for failure. And I feel like this kind of ties us and brings us back to the first day, which is having a serious mindset about your goals. You cannot accomplish anything. You don't even have a starting point if you're not going to put a plan in place. And so what I like to do is I keep a planner, and I write in my planner the night before and plan for the next day. So tonight I'll write in my planner everything I'm going to do tomorrow, which is upload this video. Depending on, tomorrow is Thursday, so I'll be uploading this video, and then I will be going to work in the office. But I plan out my whole day, and I plan my day by the hour. And so I plan what time I'm going to wake up. I plan if that's the day I'm going to do laundry, how long am I going to spend on laundry. I plan on if that's the day I'm going to do grocery shopping. I plan on what time I'm going to meal prep. I plan on how much time I need to spend making business calls or following up with clients. I plan everything in a planner, and I make sure that once I put that information in the planner, that I dedicate that time for however long it is to that task. That way I stay productive. I don't have any of my time going to waste, because remember, your time is your money. You have to treat your time like you're being paid for it, okay? Like when you go to the office and you work your 9 to 5, and you're getting paid by that company to do whatever it is you're doing in this block of time, that's how you have to treat your personal time. So whether you are putting aside time to work on a business goal, a fitness goal, maybe it's wash day for your hair, how long is that going to take you? You know, what day are you going to do that on? Right? So I plan everything and I put it in the planner. Like I said, I'm a visual person. You know, you can also use your phone for a planner, but I just like to have a really, really nice planner, which, oh, and I also keep a journal. I keep a journal too, because having a journal at the end of every day, I write in my journal every night. I make an entry 45 minutes before I go to bed, and then I take a bath, and then I do my skincare routine, and then I'll lay down for the end of the day. And the reason why I keep a journal at the end of the day, because you have to think about everything, you know, that goes on in life, you know, all the things that are impacting us, whether consciously or subconsciously. And I like to keep a journal to get that information out. I mean, like, have you ever, you know, not been able to sleep because you're thinking about everything you need to do? No, getting a good night's sleep is very important, okay? So your brain can function properly the next day. And so keeping a planner will help you to not have to think about, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to get blah. Oh, the kids got doctor's appointments. I have an appointment. I have a hair appointment. Did I do this? No, you don't have any of that because you've already structured and organized your day to maximize your productivity. So you don't have to wonder if you did something. You know you did it. And then keeping a journal allows you to get the emotions out. So I keep a journal because if I had a bad day, I can vent in my journal. I can let it all out. And then if I had a really great day, I can write that down in my journal and I can get that all out. And then what it does is that journal kind of begins to tell my story. And now my journal is my encouragement, I guess you could say. Because if I'm having another bad day, I can look back on a day that I had an issue or a problem, and I can see that, hey, you know what? Back in January, this thing happened, and here we are in March, and I overcame that. And it worked out. And so, you know what? I know that this situation is going to work out because I have examples of these things and, you know, certain things working out in the past. And, or, you know, if you're having negative emotions, you can go back and look at some happy memories that you've written down in your planner. And that's your encouragement because it lets you know, hey, I'm feeling like this is going on, this is negative, but you know what? There will be better times ahead because I've experienced all this good stuff and all these positive things that have happened. So that's why I keep a journal. It's a great way to vent. It's a great way to encourage yourself because sometimes you do have to see it because when you're going through something, it's hard to, you know, feel like you're going to come out of it. And so sometimes when you have personal life experiences jotted down, now you can kind of encourage yourself in a way. So it's like pretty cool. So I do my journal 45 minutes before I go to bed. And then I do my planner about an hour before I go to bed. And I also block off social media. I do not spend as much time on social media as I used to. And it makes sense. When you start getting busy and you start really focusing on your goals, you don't really have a lot of time for social media. And so I even schedule for myself blocks of time when I can be on social media and watch my favorite YouTuber or watch Netflix or, you know, like a few photos on Instagram. But other than that, my time is pretty well spent. And so that's it. Let's go ahead and talk about the giveaway. So having said everything that I've said, I want to help one of you guys achieve your goals this year. If you remember your New Year's resolutions you set back when, all those goals you have for the year. I personally don't do New Year's resolutions, but I know a lot of people do. And so I want to help you guys plan. I want to help you guys get ahead. I want to help you guys accomplish your goals this year. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to be giving away a planner from the Black Queen planner. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I've been posting about this planner a lot because it is so beautiful and amazing. And so this one here is mine, which I'm going to show you. But there is this one here that I'm going to be giving away, and just so you can see it, like it has the bubble wrap and everything on it, brand new. So we're going to do a quick overview of the planner, and then I'll put the rules of entry down in the description box. So this is the planner, and this is how it looks. And you have, very quickly, you have this really nice sticker that, you know, marks your mood that you can put in here. It is a 12-year planner. You have a section for your contacts here, and you have a section also for your passwords there. And then let's just go to the month of March here. So you have a section where you can put affirmations or inspirational quotes. A queen is, and you can put who, you know, is a queen to you. For me, a queen is my mom because she's so strong and she's so resilient, and I just really look up to her. I got one of these for her as well that I'll be sending her soon, so I'm excited for her to have one. But yeah, it's a really nice planner, and so there'll be one lucky winner. You do have to be subscribed to me here on my YouTube channel, and then like this video, share this video, and then let me know how having a planner down in the comment section will help you accomplish your goals for this year. Let me know how you'll use this to, you know, help you focus, help you start the process of getting to where you want to be. And then I will announce the winner in my next video on next Thursday. So yes, so I'm very excited for you guys to win this planner. Like I said, I really want to help you guys meet your goals, whether it's slaying your makeup or slaying your finances. Whatever it is, I want to help you guys get there, and I really hope that by winning this planner, it will do that. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was very lengthy, very informative, but I also hope you got some good information out of it. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I will see you next time.